ill.
No, I thank you. There's nothing the matter with me. I'm quite well. I'm only distressed by some dreadful news which I've just received. I'm sorry, forgive me.
No.
I've just received a letter from Jane with such dreadful news. It cannot be concealed from anyone. My younger sister has left all her friends, has eloped, has thrown herself into the power of Mr. Wickham. They've run away together from Brighton. You know him too well to doubt the rest. She has no money, no connections, nothing that can tempt him. But I think that I might have prevented it. I who knew what he was. Had his character been known, this could not have happened. But it is all too late now.
I'm grieved indeed. Grieved, shocked. But is it certain, absolutely certain?
Oh, yes. They left Brighton together on Sunday night. They were traced as far as London, but not beyond. They are certainly not gone to Scotland.
And what has been done? What has been attempted to recover her?
My father has gone to London, and Jane writes to beg my uncle's immediate assistance. I hope that we shall leave within half an hour. But what can be done? I know very well that nothing can be done. How is such a man to be worked on? How are they even to be discovered? I have not the smallest hope. She is lost forever, and our whole family must partake of her ruin and disgrace.
I'm afraid you have long been desiring my absence. This unfortunate affair will, I fear, prevent my sisters having the pleasure of seeing you at Pemberley today.
Oh, yes. Be so kind as to apologize for us to Miss Darcy. Say that urgent business calls us home immediately. And if you would be so kind as to conceal the unhappy truth as long as possible. I know that it cannot be long.
You may be assured of my secrecy. But I've stayed too long. I shall leave you now.
Yes. Thank you. Goodbye. I shall never see him again.
Mr. Bingley and Mr. Darcy, ma'am. Mr. Bingley, you are very, very welcome.
How do you do, Mrs. Bennet?
It is far too long since you were here, and very, very kind of you to call. Mr. Bennet, of course, would have paid his addresses before this, were it not... Well, here you are. I am delighted. And Mr. Darcy, you are welcome too. We began to be afraid you would never come back again. People did say you meant to quit the place entirely by Michaelmas. But I hope, however, that is not true. Ring the bell for tea, Kitty. A great many changes have taken place since you went away. Miss Lucas is married and settled, and one of my own daughters. I expect you've heard of it. Indeed, you must have read it in the papers.
Yes, indeed.
Though it was not put in properly. It only said, lately, George Wickham, Esquire, to Miss Lydia Bennet, without a syllable said about her where father was or where she lived or anything. And now they are gone to Newcastle, and there they are to stay. I don't know how long. I expect you've heard he's gone into the regulars. Well, thank heaven he has some friends, though perhaps not as many as he deserves.
Do you mean stay long in the neighbourhood on this visit?
Our plans are not yet firmly settled, but I hope we shall stay some weeks. I hope very much we shall stay a few weeks. At the very least.
Well, when you have killed all your own birds, Mr. Bingley, I beg you would come here and shoot as many as you please on Mr. Bennet's manor. I'm sure he will be vastly happy to oblige you. I suppose you may bring your friends, if you will.
He loves me, Lizzie. He loves me.
Of course he does.
Mr. Bingley.
It is a fine day. Should we perhaps all walk toward Meryton?
Lizzie, do you mind if I just run down the lane here to call on Mariah Lucas?
No, not at all. Mr. Darcy, I can go no longer without thanking you for your kindness to my poor sister. Ever since I have known of it, I have been most anxious to tell you how grateful I am for my family and for myself. You must not blame my aunt for telling me. Lydia betrayed it first, and then I couldn't rest till I knew everything. I know what trouble and what mortification it must have cost you. Please let me say this. Please allow me to thank you on behalf of all my family, since they don't know to whom they are indebted.
If you will thank me, let it be for yourself alone. Your family owes me nothing. Much as I respect them, I believe I thought only of you. You are too generous to trifle with me. If your feelings are what they were last April, tell me so at once. My affections and wishes are unchanged. But one word from you will silence me on this subject forever.
Oh, my feelings. My feelings are... I'm ashamed to remember what I said then. My feelings are so different. In fact, they are quite the opposite.
You know not how those words have tortured me.
Not the smallest idea of their ever being taken in such a way.
I can easily believe it. You thought me devoid of every proper feeling. I'm sure you did. The turn of your countenance I shall never forget. You said that I could not have addressed you in any possible way that would induce you to accept me.
Oh, do not repeat what I said then.
No, I've been a selfish being all my life. As a child, I was given good principles, but was left to follow them in pride and conceit. And such I might still have been, but for you. Dearest, loveliest Elizabeth.
Engaged to Mr. Darcy.
And in the face of this congregation, to join together this man and this woman, and this man and this woman in holy matrimony, which is an honor.
Been very good to us.
Yes, so it would seem.